So if anyone who's listening is thinking about making a change, or they've had that reflection to be like, hey, I'm not okay with the path that I'm on, what action, what steps would you recommend them taking to be able to make some progress or make some changes?
That's a great question, and it's simpler than I think a lot of people might think. My response is speak to someone about it. Because if you've not told anyone about it, it's just an idea in your head.
Yeah.
But as soon as you verbalize to someone else, a real person, not just your dog, or speak to the wall. But no, generally just talk to someone about it, because as soon as you verbalize something that's within you, you are literally birthing life into that thing and that idea. And it's not that means that everything's going to happen, but it's a first step. And if that's the question, what's the first thing, or what's the action step? Well, it's tell someone. And if you've told someone, write down, like that could be another action that you could do. Like write down, what is it that you think you might want to do? And a caveat with that is, I would, as best as you can, and sometimes it's difficult, remove as much I want to say analysis of whether it's right or wrong as possible, and really deep in that is self-judgment. But
yeah,
don't overanalyze what it is that you write down or what your idea is. You might think, oh yeah, but it won't work because of. Try and remove and strip back as much of the why won't it work as possible, and just write down your ideas. I personally have gone through a massive journey of like realizing how much negative chatter within my own head around ideas and thoughts I have. I'm still on that journey. I'm not saying that that's disappeared, but the more that I remove that kind of the daggers towards myself, right? Oh, well, I couldn't do that because I'm like this, or I can, like, just try and strip away as much of that as possible and write down and verbalize what is it that your ideas are. Ideally with someone who you believe might be supportive of you. You might be surprised. Some people who you think might be supportive might be like, that's a rubbish idea. Don't let that phase you though, because there's hundreds, if not thousands, of examples of people around the world who's probably already done what you've done, or what you want to do. Sorry, I should say.
Does that come back to then those fears that you have? So
I believe so.
Everything from a place of, okay, what we should action, what ideas we should further develop. It's all actually linked to you overcoming those personal fears that you have, whether that's fear of failure, fear of uncertainty, fear of ridicule from others, fear of success. Yeah, it all stems back to you've still got to overcome those fears. Super interesting.
Yeah, and you know what? I love this question and talking about this actually, because I think there's two things. There's the fear and the overcoming of it, but there's also the trust within yourself, which is a different angle to look at it, because it's really this transaction of, well, I'm fearful. Let's take what other people might think. I've experienced a lot of that, and a lot of my decision-making processes have previously been like, well, what might others think of me? But sometimes we think, well, I've just got to overcome that fear. And I agree with that. I do think we need to overcome the fear and learn ways when we identify that I feel a little bit scared about this. I want to move through it or move past it. Yes. However, there's also the kind of the other side of the coin, I guess, is maybe the good way to phrase it, is that, do I trust my own judgment? Because trusting yourself, in my opinion, is actually just as powerful, because what you do is you remove the external noise. It's like, well, actually, is this something that I'm committed to? Is this something that I want to do? And if we can almost turn back to ourselves and say, well, have I got my own back here? And not have to rely on the validation of others, which a lot of us do. And that's not right or wrong to do that. But I'm just saying, if we can almost shift towards this retrusting of ourselves, there's also a significant amount of power in that.
Love that. My name is Samuel Main, and I truly hope that you've got value from today's video. If you have, please do hit like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow.